Imagine spending years studying, grinding through late nights, building your skills, chasing a dream of working in America. Imagine saving every dollar, taking loans, selling family property, borrowing money from relatives, all for one promise: a job in the United States. Now imagine finally landing there, full of hope, only to discover that your job never existed. The company that sponsored your visa is fake. The project you were hired for is fake. The promises you believed were fake. And now you're stuck in a foreign country, drowning in debt, terrified, confused, and trapped. This is not a rare story. This is happening to thousands of skilled workers every year. And behind it lies a massive underground industry that quietly profits from one of America's most powerful immigration programs, the H-1B visa. The H-1B visa was created to bring highly skilled professionals into the United States. Engineers, programmers, scientists, analysts, people whose skills are needed by American companies. In theory, it's supposed to be a win-win. Companies get talent, workers get opportunity. But in reality, a dark parallel economy has grown around it, one that exploits desperate immigrants, bends immigration rules, and generates billions of dollars through deception. This is the business of fake sponsorship, body shopping, and visa racketeering. It usually starts with a simple promise: guaranteed U.S. job, 100% visa approval, placement assured, pay after visa. Behind these promises are hundreds of shell consulting companies, often registered in small office spaces, residential apartments, or even mailboxes. These companies claim to provide IT services, staffing solutions, or business consulting. On paper, they look legitimate. In reality, many exist only to file visa applications, collect money, and create fake employment records. The business model is disturbingly simple. A fake consulting company sets itself up as an H-1B sponsor. They file large numbers of visa applications every year, often using fabricated job offers and fake client letters. Once visas are approved, they recruit foreign workers, mostly from South Asia, charging them anywhere from $10,000 to $30,000 for placement and sponsorship services. For many families, this represents life-changing money. People take loans, mortgage their homes, sell land, and borrow from relatives, all for a single chance to build a future. But when workers finally arrive in the United States, reality hits hard. There is no real job waiting, no real project, no real client. Instead, they are placed on bench, a term used when an employee is technically hired but not assigned any actual work. During this time, many are unpaid or severely underpaid. Some are told to wait months until a project appears. Others are pushed to fake resumes, fake experience, and even fake interviews to secure short-term contracts. Workers live in constant fear because their legal status depends entirely on their employer. If they lose their job, they lose their right to stay in the country. This creates one of the most extreme power imbalances in modern employment. Employers know workers are trapped. They know visa holders cannot easily quit. They know people are desperate, and they exploit that vulnerability ruthlessly. Wages are slashed. Overtime is unpaid. Workers are threatened with deportation. Some are forced to work illegally. Others are pressured to lie on resumes, invent skills, or misrepresent experience. It becomes a cycle of fear, dependency, and silence. Behind all of this is a system known as body shopping. Instead of hiring skilled workers directly, many companies rely on middleman consulting firms who rent workers to clients. Each layer takes a cut. The consulting company bills the client at high hourly rates, sometimes $80 to $150 per hour, while paying the worker a fraction of that amount. The difference becomes pure profit. The more workers they control, the more money they make. And the visa system allows them to maintain total control. The scale of this industry is staggering. Thousands of shell companies exist solely to exploit the visa process. Each year, hundreds of thousands of H-1B applications are submitted, far exceeding the legal quota. This forces a lottery system where luck determines who gets selected. To increase their chances, these companies flood the system with duplicate applications using multiple shell entities. One worker might have their name submitted by 5 different companies, all controlled by the same group. This manipulation distorts the entire visa process, reducing chances for legitimate applicants and rewarding fraud. U.S. authorities have uncovered numerous cases of mass fraud. In several major investigations, federal agencies discovered fake payroll records, fake job postings, fake client contracts, and entire networks built solely to exploit immigration laws. In some raids, companies were found to have no real offices, no real employees, and no legitimate business activity. Yet they had sponsored hundreds of visas. Millions of dollars were seized. Executives were charged. But even then, the system continues because the incentives are too powerful and enforcement is limited. What makes this situation even darker is how normal it appears from the outside. These consulting companies often have professional websites, LinkedIn pages, recruiter, networks, and even glowing online reviews. They host job fairs, conduct interviews, and advertise on major platforms. To someone desperate for opportunity, everything looks legitimate. Red flags only become visible when it's too late, and the human cost is devastating. Many workers live in fear every day, worried about deportation, blacklisting, and financial ruin. Mental health collapses. Families back home carry massive debt. Some people are forced into illegal labor. Others are pressured into unethical behavior just to survive. A system meant to create opportunity becomes a trap, but it doesn't stop there. This entire ecosystem also harms American workers by flooding. If you're planning to work abroad, research deeply. Verify companies. Speak to current employees. Look for independent reviews. Understand your rights. And never let desperation override caution, because the most dangerous scams are not the obvious ones. They are the ones wrapped in hope, dressed as opportunity, and sold as dreams. And now that you know how this system works, you'll never look at visa sponsorship the same way again.